All products links can be found in the description or pinned comments below. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, lots of free pigeon videos for all to see. Also send me an email on free tips and a free racing method if you need one. Canker is the name used to describe the disease caused by a protozoan, one-celled parasite, Trichomonas. It is seen mainly in budgerigars and pigeons and is very common in aviaries of these species or other species living with them. It is often fatal. Cause Trichomonas or canker is a protozoan parasite that needs moisture to survive. In birds it lives in the crop and esophagus, and in severe cases may infect other organs such as the liver. It is transmitted via the drinking water and seed, the requirement being the moisture. If dried out it dies rapidly. Therefore a diagnosis is done by testing samples from live or recently dead birds. Clinical signs: the parasite causes irritation and ulceration of the crop wall, with a secondary bacterial infection often following. The signs seen relate to this effect. A common sign is vomiting, distinguished from regurgitation by the vomitus getting onto the top of the head while the bird shakes its head, and weight loss. Treatment: birds can be treated with Ronidazole, Ronivites, in the water for 7 days. It has a wide safety margin. Regular retreatments are advised. Pigeons can be treated in a single dose of carnidazole. Spartrix has been also used in the past orally for 2 to 10 days. All of these drugs are prescription only, not for sale over the counter. You can also use Harkers all-in-one that is very good. Below I have links to where you can get this from. Prevention: prevention is much better than treatment. It consists of 1. Hygiene, thorough scrubbing of water and feed dishes, and allow them to dry. 2. Quarantine, isolate new birds and treat them as above as a preventative measure after initial testing. 3. Treat all birds prior to breeding season. The disease occurs worldwide in warm climates or during warm weather. It may occur at any time of the year in commercial squab operations. Adult pigeons frequently carry the trichomonads without showing signs of disease. When the adult pigeon is stressed, however, the organisms may multiply profusely. A mild infection can then turn into a serious condition. Stresses include other diseases, parasitic infestations, or overbreeding. Affected pigeons in a loft may cease to feed, become listless and ruffled in appearance, and lose weight before death. Pigeons often have difficulty when closing their mouths because of lesions in the oral cavity. They drool and make repeated swallowing movements. Watery eyes may be apparent in birds with lesions located in the sinuses or tissues around the eyes. Diarrhea, increased water intake, and respiratory distress may be noted. Birds may die suddenly due to suffocation if the lesion blocks the opening of the trachea. The disease becomes more severe in birds that are noticeably emaciated. The thin, weakened bird loses the inclination to fly and will take to the wing reluctantly. Pigeons that are carriers often transmit trichomonads to their young during feeding. The disease is common in 10 to 24-day-old squabs. As a method of feeding their young, pigeons regurgitate the sloughed, fat-laden cells lining the crop milk, into the oral cavity of the squabs. If squabs are infected with only small numbers of the protozoan, they may develop immunity which is maintained by constant low-level exposure. If squabs are infected with large numbers, a severe outbreak may occur and endanger the entire young generation. Typical signs and lesions are very suggestive of the disease. Demonstration of large numbers of organisms in the oral fluids is usually considered enough evidence for diagnosis. The small plaques in the mucosa should be differentiated from pox, vitamin A deficiency, or candidiasis. Since the organism is transmitted from parent to squab, every effort should be made to treat or remove infected birds from the flock. If possible, depopulate at regular intervals and thoroughly clean and disinfect the premises. In addition, the following preventive measures should help. Practice a high standard of sanitation at all times. Do not add birds to an established flock since they may be carriers. If birds are added, quarantine for 30 days, and provide a source of clean, fresh water, eliminating all sources of stagnant water.